Hello, Klaus here, and welcome back to yet another video here at the channel. So in today's video, we're going to have a look at how to create a look like this. As you see right here, this is inspired by the Grindhouse movies, like these old 70s horror flicks. Not that many years ago, we had Rob Rodriguez' Planet Terror, which was kind of inspired by that and were pretty funny, and it has a specific look, and that's what we're going to create in this video. So we are going to use some Grindhouse overlays, and of course, if you go on the store, there is a pack, the Grindhouse pack, which is just released. There's also a free pack on the store as well, where you can get some of the assets as well. Also, if you go on the store and it is October, we are doing the Halloween October deals all the way to Halloween this October. So if you're interested in getting some good deals on the packs, take a look down in the description below. There is a link to the store. If you are not, take a look at the free one. You can use that to do this exact same effect, more or less. And let's just jump into Davinci Resolve and let's start to make this cool effect.
Okay, so here we are in Davinci Resolve. Let's just get started. So first up, we have this little zombie movie here. We are going to apply the Grindhouse film look on. And basically, what I have here is just a bunch of clip generated by AI. And the only thing I did color-wise for this is actually I'll just show you quickly. I'll just go up here and I'll take up the grade I did. I changed the color of the dude's bandana to blue, because that is the color it is in the other shots, more or less. So, however, the way we're going to do that, we're going to color grade everything. Instead of going in and doing it like individual clips, we are going to add in a adjustment clip, because that is the fastest way to do that. So I'll go up to the effects and I'll go to effects, and here I have the adjustment clip. I'm going to put that down in the timeline, put on top of my clip, and make it fit to the length of my clip by simply dragging like so. So this is the first step. That does mean that we are going to color grade everything beneath here. So I'm quickly going to do that, selecting the clip, and I'll just jump into the color tab. So in the color tab, if you do not have the view like I have here, it's because maybe your timeline is toggled off. It's just a way to easily see what clip you're using. So if you click the timeline up here, I would know that the top layer is of course my adjustment clip I have. So that's what I'm going to work in. So I'm just going to, let's just hover a little forward. I think this is a cooler shot to work with. So first off, I'm going to, in the first note, I'm going to go in and I'm going to think about how I remember a Grindhouse film looking. They are always grainy and really destroyed. So that's what we're going to create. So first off, I'm going to go into this and I'm going to take some of the saturation out, so it's not so saturated. Then I'm going to go over in the temperature and I'm going to make it a little more bluish, and I'm going to go into tint and I'm going to push that towards red, because I kind of like that look. So we can just quickly see what we did. It's just subtle, very small thing like that. Okay, so I'm going to create another node as well. So I'll do that by pushing Option S on Mac or Command S on PC. So one thing I noticed in these old movies is that the image isn't always sharp because of the resolution they were shooting at. So in this case, we're going to go into the option here where we can actually blur our image a bit, and it works very simple in Davinci Resolve. If you want to make it sharper, you're just going to take in the radius and push down. So now we're going to sharpen our image, which is not what we want. I'm just going to give it a little bit of blur, something like that. It's not going to be very much. Again, we can just go up here and I can toggle on and off. So you can see it's just making a little more blurry, a little more soft in the image. And that's absolutely what I am going for. I'm going to add in another node, Option S again. I'm going to use an effects this time. I'm not sure if this is in the free version of Davinci Resolve. I am using the studio version, so if it's not there, you can kind of skip this. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to search for halation, which is right here. I'm just going to drag that effect on, and then I'm just going to go into the isolation. I'm going to push the threshold up just a bit. You can see what it's doing. with the lights here. So I might want to look a little like this. So I'm actually going to push it down, and in the normalization, I'm going to playing around a little bit with that. You can see what it does. If we push it all the way down, it's going to be terrible. But if we find like the middle ground, like that looks cool. And then we have the film saturation level. We can also bump that up a little bit. Not much, but a little bit. Then we are going to go into the basic grain, and I'm going to put in some grain intensity, and I'm going to put in the strength up. I'm going to change the size of the grain, you can see here. Then I'm going to take the saturation, I'm going to bump that a bit, and in the softness, I might make it a little bit more soft. So let's have a look at what we have now. I think that is very lovely, nice with these grains. Cool, cool, cool. So we're going to add in another node, actually. Again, Control S. Again, I'm going to search for a vignette, which is right here. I'm going to add that in, and here we are going to size that up quite a bit. So it's just going to be around the corners, something like that. And then I'm going to go into the softness here. I'm going to soften that out quite a bit, and then I'll go into the global blend, and I'm going to blend just a little bit like that. So that is like the first part of making this grindhouse look. Again, we can go and take off the effect. So we started out with this and ended with this, which I think is much more film-like and much more grindhouse-like, not that clean. So let's just jump back to the editing tab. And in the editing tab, I will go in and I'll find my overlays. I'll go to the media pool, and I think I would maybe I'll go with this one. It's pretty cool. Yeah, let's take that one. So I'm going to take this and put on top, and I'm going to make it fit to the clip. I'm going to select that, and to make this visible, we would need to select the clip, go up to the inspector, and in the inspector, we would go and change the composite mode into screen. I'm just going to search for that right here. So now there is these things in the sides, and I don't really want those. So I'm going to select the clip, and I'm going to zoom this up quite a bit. So that's, and then, you could take a look at the clip here. It's pretty cool, I think. However, if we want to make it less, we could go up in the composite mode into the opacity, and we could take this all the way down from 100 to 5% if we want to make it little. However, I want to make it extreme, so I'm going to bump it, let's say 85 something percent up. I think this looks cool. And then, we could add in a little more extra, I think. I think it would be cool to add more scratches and stuff like that. And we can do that by, let's go into the Grindhouse Pack Volume 2, and let's see what we have here. We could figure, maybe we would go and take this one. Let's have a look at that. It's kind of cool. This is a pretty cool one. Let's find a place, something we would like to have. Maybe we want this part here with the reflections in the lens. So let's take that part, and I'm just going to put an in and an out point here in that, and I'm just going to drag that timeline. So let's, again, the way it works is we're going to take this and we'll go into the composite mode, and again, we'll change this into screen. So let's find a place where it would be cool to have these reflections. Let's try to put it on this clip here, something like that. Good. Let's copy this by pushing Option and just drag, and I'm going to put one on this clip here. I think would be cool. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Neat. So you could also hide things actually with this effect. There is, I know in this clip here where he shoots, there is some wonkiness. And there you saw that. He's doing some kind of color shift in his face because of the way it was done. So, and because it's a AI clip. So let's hide that. And we can hide that in multiple ways, but let's hide it with some ugliness or coolness with grain. So I'm going to take one of the other ones I have, and let's see if we can find a spot that's cool. Maybe we'll take, so I want to find something where I have a lot of scratches and stuff in. Let's have a look at that one. Sometimes it can take a little time to find what you want. Maybe it's actually in the other one. So maybe we're just going to take this one here. There we go. We have these scratches here, which are insane. I'm going to take those. I'm going to make an in and again an out point. I'm going to take this little clip I had here, put it there, do the same thing yet again, going up to the composite mode, changing this into screen. So go, and then I'm going to take this, and in the inspector, I'm going to zoom this up quite a bit. And I can move it around. like that if I want to. Also, I could just go down here, click here, and just move it around like that. So I'm going to put it right on face. And it's going to be like 1, 2, 3 frames, very short one. So that it's going to hide up our ugliness a little bit. So that's one way you could do that effect on and hide mistakes and stuff like that by making everything more ugly, I guess. So if you're interested in creating the Grindhouse look yourself, have a look at the pack on the store. Link will be down in the description below. Anyway, I do hope you found this video useful. If you did, please like and subscribe and share it with your friends. Until next time, keep filming, keep learning, and keep sharing.